Well, I timed that perfectly, didn't I? I'm getting better at this. Right, guys, you know the drill. It is a 9 o'clock. That can mean only one thing. It means you've got to tap 10 keys. 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for the air, and 1 to put a smile on my face. Come on then, shall we do this? Hello, folksicles. First off, am I a bit bright or is that okay? How you doing? I see John, Not, Yang, Dan, Bungus, Orksies. Oh, Itchy. Itchy arm. It's not a name. Itchy shoulder blade. Oh, that could be a YouTube name, couldn't it? Oh, I need a back scratcher. No, I can't make one. That could be a show, couldn't it? I'm adapting to single life, you know. Every so often, it sort of like it surprises me. Yeah, with little things that you know, and it's like in these situations, I would, you know, in the past, I would have turned to my previous partner and gone, "Give us a scratch." Oh, now I'm going to have to buy a back scratcher. But I'm scratched. We're ready. Light contrast look good. That'll do me. So, right. I'm in my PJs. I got into my PJs after getting out of bed. Yeah, I've been to bed. Didn't mean to go to bed. I came in from the studio, sorted my washing out, went to hang it up on my little area in my bedroom, lay down on the bed for I'll just lay down for just 5 minutes. Bang, gone. Completely gone. Yeah. Woke up, slightly darker skies, a bit of Flappy Bird, but it was only 8 o'clock. Yeah. Surprises you, like who left the milk bottle lid again? Yeah, I'll tell you what. One thing that did get me, cleaning my ears. Yeah. I completely forgot. It's like, I better buy some earbuds as well. Little things like that. Rub your back up against the door frame. Works for me. Oh, Jimmy, need to sort you tonight. Didn't do that last night. Yeah. So, what you call it? I've got it. What is it about itches? So anyway, yeah, came in, did the washing, put my head down on the pillow. I was gone for the count, and I think I've had about an hour and a half. My sleep pattern's changed over this past week, and I'm now getting into the studio for about 9:30 in the morning, which is good. Yeah, sorting out Studio 2, doing bookwork. Yeah, I mean, you can tell I've been doing bookwork in the studio, and I didn't have my shower or my bath, and I've rushed down to the studio, down to the cam, because my hands are still covered in paint. We should all chip in and get Mel a scratching post. Yeah, I'll only just look more... Oh, shut up. I'd just look more nuts, wouldn't I? Yeah, apparently I set an alarm, but that wasn't going to do us any good, was it? Just in case. Yeah, 9:05. Yeah, that'll be perfect for just in case I fall asleep. I do plan like that, you know. I am getting aware that I am getting a little bit older. You know what I mean? Nuttier than squirrel shit. Yeah, I am. There's no doubt on that, to be perfectly honest. No doubt. Now, I have been chatting with our Jace today. Yeah, he's doing well. Message Tanya, a brief chat with Tanya. Apparently, they're opening Australia back up in 2 weeks. And she's going back to teaching. Or soon. Need a tree in the back alley like a bear. Ooh, 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 ooh. You see, I'd use something like this, but it's a bit sharp. Focus, I'm here. You know what I mean? Topic. What's tonight's topic? I'll tell you what we'll use for tonight's topic. Yeah? And we'll jump into this after we've had a little COVID chat. And it's not going to be a long COVID chat tonight, trust me. Yeah? Oh, will a tree fit up the back alley? Now I've cleared some space, it certainly will. They have enough room to socially distance by about 500 kilometres each. If they spread across all of Australia, yeah, but I don't think it quite works like that. I have a topic for tonight, yeah, but I'm going to announce it shortly, and we'll have a chat about that while I do a little bit more painting. Yeah, topics they have nuts in as well. Well, that's perfect for us, isn't it? But right now, it is Pammy, the Pandemic Panic Panda. Yeah, and we need a quick chat about the pandemic. Groundhog Day. Yeah, things seem to be stabilising a bit around the world. Or when I say around the world, I mean the developed nations. From what I can tell, the epidemic panic, and the epidemic, the effects of the epidemic, yeah, mainly been in the developed world so far, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, so that's where a lot of the tension is. Obviously, we've got Africa, South America, the Middle East. Yeah, they're all areas that are going to get pretty hit hard. And being developing areas, they're going to get hit hard like Bentley, where I used to live. Must be Fancy Dwarfs tonight, announcing shortly. They're announcing Fantasy Dwarfs, Space Dwarfs. So, yeah, in the developed world, we seem to be stabilising the system. We haven't flooded our hospitals and nightingales. We've managed to manage the surge, okay, which I am incredibly grateful for. Yeah, you know, if you get hit by a car, you're still going to get treated and walk away from it. Dan's saying North Korea still have no cases. Didn't Kim Jong-un die? I'm sure Corbyn mentioned something about that to me, and I never looked into it. Yeah. I bought hand sanitizer in town. Yeah. And there's our Jace. Hello, buddy. So anyway, yeah. So developed world, we're handling it. We seem to watch it. The UK government have expanded testing. Now, if you have to travel for work, i.e. you cannot work from home, apparently you can get tested now. Now, I've checked the government site just, and it does tend to suggest that, yeah, that if you have to travel, yeah, and this is for non-essential workers, yeah, so the problem is when you go to when you go to book a test, it takes you to a site that is purely for essential workers. So I've looked at it, it's like, right, theoretically I could get a test, or at least I could try and apply for a test. Go to the test site, nah, I am not an essential worker, I'm not using this test site. I'm wondering if that's a you know, a little bit of lag in the computer stuff. We need to update that web page, you know. We'll keep an eye on that, to be perfectly honest. But theoretically, I could book a test. Now, I personally actually think I've had COVID-19. Yeah, and I say this sensibly. Yeah, going back in February, when not long after Corbyn had come back from a cadet camp in the West Midlands. Now, the West Midlands is a massive hotspot. It's one of the second biggest hotspot outside of London. Okay. The cadets, if you think about it, children spread stuff. Cadet camps bring kids from all over different areas and then whack them in bunk rooms. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then squad them up. So, he came back not long after I went through the symptoms, and I had a lymph node come up in my neck. Yeah, and I've never had a lymph node that big before in my life. So I'm pretty confident I've already had it. So if I can get a test and find out that I have had it and theoretically I have immunity, yeah, then for me at least, you know what I mean, I can start moving about a lot easier, that sort of stuff. Now, I still do have a bit of lung problems. Yeah, as we know, Mel's got a bit of a bad chest. I am physically fit and that sort of stuff, so I'm starting, if you know what I mean. Obviously, worried about reoccurrences, it coming back and hitting again, or it reactivating, that sort of stuff. It hasn't reactivated. If I did have COVID back in February, it hasn't reactivated since then. Yeah, and so I'm hopeful on that. I'm hopeful I've got immunity, but I'm not being stupid. Yeah, I'm going to wait until someone says, yeah, you probably already had it, or I'm waiting for a clinical, whether a clinical decision. I mean, I could make a clinical decision based on my knowledge, and my knowledge as a medic, as a physio, and all those sort of things. But nah, I'm not going to risk it. To be perfectly honest, I'm not going to risk it for other people. Yeah. Simple as that. But it does look like testing has been expanded, and so hopefully soon, with me having to travel to work for the studio, yeah, and not being able to work completely from home, I'll be able to get a test. Yeah, once I've got my test, it's essentially a travel pass, isn't it? Yeah, okay, not to say, in UK testing, Leicester NHS works local testing. Leicester care home workers need to travel to Nottingham. Yeah, there is going to be glitches and stuff like that. UK deaths is believed to be actually 30k total so far. That's interesting. Watch clip. I did see a note saying that they're going to start publishing the community and care home deaths figures as of tomorrow. I haven't heard any more on the £60,000 insurance amounts for if your loved one is a frontline worker who dies. Chris is saying no real evidence that your immunity is sufficient to not getting sick again if exposed. Yeah, Chris, I am aware of that. You know, it's a bit. It. Yeah, Chris goes from destroying my immunity to have you seen the new Astra Militarum Sarge? Looks brilliant. I haven't, but I will have to pick him up. There's our Tanya. Good morning, darling. Jace is saying, Kim Jong-un's status is currently unknown. Okay. Conflicting reports from all over, but his sister has had a major promotion today, so who knows what's going on. Just have to wait and see. I mean, at the end of the day, no one's really taking much notice of Korea at the moment, are they? Do you know what I mean? If that's the one thing that I do kind of like about this COVID situation. All the bullshit in the world has stopped. Do you know what I mean? All the petty, it's just stopped. It's like, right, everything's got serious. It's like all the world leaders got together on a secret phone call and went, right, listen, we're in deep here. If we don't sort this out, yeah, they're gonna like take our heads off. All right, listen, we'll stop playing the games to distract them. B-Mod is saying only from non-GW shops is the new AM Sarge. Only from non-GM shops is there. Can you clarify that comment, Moz? Jason's saying there are 4,000 confirmed deaths from COVID-19 in nursing home in the last 2 weeks. I saw that comment, which have not been added to the official figures yet. And that's just last 2 weeks. Yeah, Jason's saying, yeah, North Korea seems to be a trivial thing right now. Mad or what? Well, I mean, there's a lot of trivial things right now, aren't there? Do you know what I mean? Have you noticed how mail has stopped? Everything that was really important that we had to get sorted and you've got to get this done really quick. It's like, nah, don't. Chill. FLGS distribution only. Nice. Right, I'll have a word with Eddie. If Kim croaks, will North Korea open up? I don't know, because my knowledge on North Korea is limited. I can see under the COVID situation and the problems they might have, under COVID, it might be an opportunity for them. Do you know what I mean? To turn around and go, hello world. GW is sending the free to non-GW shops. The concern in the UK now is some children who have had it are developing toxic shock syndrome. The majority had underlying health issues. Some did not. What? I have not seen that news. Where was that announced, Mark? Kerry covers the science, so I know she'll be hot on it. Independent dealers only. GW are not charging them for it, and they can keep 100% of the profit. Are we talking about the same GW? I know I said COVID stopped world leaders calling their bullshit and on calls like that, but the GW sending out a free fig to FLGSs. Do you know what? Good on GW. Really good on GW if they are. That's brilliant. But it is kind of shocking that that's more surprising to me than the idea that the world leaders had a phone call to call off their bullshit wars. They're supporting small independent trade. That's brilliant. Genuinely, absolutely brilliant for GW doing that. And that's a good little thing. Limited runs. Okay, you know, all FLGS, we can send you 10 figures. Okay? Let's say they do send 10 figures. But that's going to bring customers into their website. You know what I mean? Mel, it was in the UK government briefing today and on most news channels. All right, I'm going to have to watch the briefing, aren't I? Okay. I quickly jumped on the news updates, but I didn't spot that. A guy called in at work wanting to buy 40 litres of hand sanitizer. Still people are trying to stockpile. I think you will get some people. I mean, I stockpiled a bit with food building up. I know Jace did because he was sensible. You know, he could see a lockdown coming. And I did as well. You know what I mean? Right, Dan Sayer. So, you know, I can understand there's still people out there doing the stockpiling thing. But I think we've proven logistics can handle it. Yeah, so I'm not putting any, I'm not, you know, I've got my 12 rolls. I'm going to be good for the rest of the year. Yeah, so I'm lightening the load on the TP supply chain. Yeah, I'm self-sufficient bog roll wise for the next year. I've got 12 rolls, and for single Mel, one roll will last easily a month. If the children are staying for a weekend, I'll go through 3 packets. I don't know where they put it. I don't know why. I'm sure Corbin comes along, His Highness, pulls out a full roll, gets off the toilet, wipe, turn, wipe, turn, wipe, turn, wipe, turn, flush. Do you know what I mean? So he gets a nice curvature. And he never, you know, and his fingers always remain, what you call it, at least an inch away from anything that might get them dirty. Hoping GW helping to make PPE. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, the one thing about GW is staff. I know they furloughed their staff, didn't they? Because they're a PLC. They're a big company. So they did it right from the start. Yeah. There's a difference between stocking up and hoarding. The difference is greed. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, that I mean, I've got so many packets of super noodles and that sort of stuff, but I don't buy more of them. You know, it's like, right, there's enough in the cupboard. You know what I mean? And there's a sensible amount. I have one small cupboard for my stockpile cupboard. Yeah, and it's like, right, these are the things that me and the kids eat really regularly. Yeah, and if these go out, yeah, then we're going to struggle with meals and kids and that sort of stuff. I mean, it's kind of weird because I mean, for me, yeah, I think the squaddy mentality means that you can eat, live, and eat on anything as long as you got food in. Yeah, you can do. Paul saying, hoarding guilty here. Sadly, not sadly food. Yeah, materials and minis. We all do that, dude. We're saving them for the future. I mean, the biggest fear is a proper apocalypse and no one realizing how precious your mini collection is. You do need a 3D printer. I do. I do need a 3D printer. But, yeah, I have resolved, I made a promise. I'm not going to look at 3D printing until I've finished writing the book. Nailing off another section in the next couple of days, so I'm quite happy about that. Kirioth announced the 4 per shot rumour. Apparently it was a very good source he gets 95 for his factual rumours from. That's good. I mean, even if they're just doing 4, yeah, I mean, with the amount of independent stockists they've got, that's good. It brings people in. So good on them. Eric's asking about the Stalingrad modular terrain. I've played around with it. Yeah, it's actually in the book. Yeah, with texturing it up and stuff like that. But it's one of those projects where 100% focus is finishing all the little jobs. 2 more sections to do to nail off, and then done. That's worldwide as well. Yeah, of course it is. It's not just the UK. Jesus wept. How many independent stockists are there worldwide? It's a really amazing mini as well. Yeah. Now, you see, now that's got me concerned that I'm not actually going to be able to get my hands on it because it's that limited. I know people at GW. Estimated 10,000, so they're knocking out 40,000 Astra Militarum sergeants. Beautiful. If it's 4 per shop and estimated at 10,000, we're knocking out 40,000, 40k of Astra Militarum sergeant. Oh, I'm going to call it the Imperial Guard. Astra Militarum, what now? I was around when the Guard came out. I was around in a time when the Guard flew around in land speeders. You can call them whatever you want, GW, and they'll always be the Imperial Guard to me. Go and have a look at GW.com. Grunts Mel Grunts. Right, shall we have a look at the GW.com? Games Workshop. Maximum 4 per max personnel in the warehouse. One way, wash. Web store reopening soon. I like that. Right, where am I going to find this Astra Militarum Sergeant? Time to bunker down. Stay connected with shows, previews. Right, come on. Latest news. Traitors. Rumour engine. Will it be the rumour engine? No. I can't even find it. Well, I am on Warhammer Community. But I don't see no Astra Militar or what now. Free master lessons. Oh no, I'm not opening Twitch. No, I'll get Copyright strikes. Right. You can just the reopening not soon article. Right. I do like the graphic they've got for that. That's wicked. Do you know what? I should put a wash sign on Isolation's reach under a servo skull. Just a reminder. Safety first. What about the web store? Get to the chopper! That's a cracking miniature. See you later, Inside. Right. I've got some people to hit up by messenger. That's a brilliant model. That's a brilliant model. I was always Imperial Guard. I wasn't big on the fantasy part of GW. Basilisks and Chimera. No, I cut my teeth on the fantasy, 3rd edition fantasy battle. But when I came back into it, yeah, I used to play a lot of, never got into 40k straight off. I was a fantasy battle player, undead. Yeah, but I liked to play, Space Hulk. I had all the expansions. So mid-20s when, I lost interest in it. Yeah, and then I regained interest. I lost interest in it when I discovered the female form in alcohol. Yeah. I found it in sort of mid-20s when I discovered stress. And I discovered a box of gene stealers, which led me down to making a Tyrannid army. Yeah. And so I've dabbled in both. A bit of both. Ooh, that made my order to Van Halen's ship today. So UK distribution is working. Nice. Great miniature inspired by an awesome film. Yeah, totally. One sec. One sec. Right. Can't find it. Yeah, sorted. Quick message. Mel 2 has contacts. All right, Dan saying, Dan, we're at the top of the planet. It's all that you are upside down, but we're relatively good. Your toilet water goes right down the wrong way. Shut up, woman. So, there's a glorious model from GW. I've just reached out. I don't know if it's going to pay off, but fingers crossed. Right, on our COVID news, I'm not happy about that toxic shock in syndrome thing. Yeah. But we will carry on regardless. I will keep keeping an eye out for tests. And we'll go from there. I was mainly backup, hit from far away and help with deployment. Anything else that would tear apart? No, I've missed half a comment there. Right. Oh, itch. That itch again. Right. I did notice something. What's that? I've had a nugget from from... Quickly check, give him a shout out. From Bensy, thank you, buddy. Can't miss him. And the Wills is saying hello, but I'm in the middle of a show. She knows I'm in the middle of a show, but now's the right time to say hello. Right, that new GW Garden Sergeant Ipone from Aliens. Yeah, what you call it, but at the same time, it's also the guy from Predator, isn't it? What's the actor's name? I don't know his name. In all honesty, I don't know many actors' names. In fact, out of the film, what you call it, Predator, yeah, the only person I actually do know is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hello, Tam? She's saying hello to her public, not you, Mel. I know. Even when she isn't on the show. She's on the show. Hi, Willow. Love you, darling. That looks like a brand new message. Right. That's my miniature sorted. If some of you remember, right a little while ago, I made an announcement about having a new relationship. More. He was also in the Rocky movies. He died in that franchise as well. Didn't he play Apollo Creed in that? Or was that Rocky? Was a Rocky Apollo Creed? I don't know. Or is his name Apollo Creed? I'm useless. I take no interest in actors or singers or footballers or people who don't save lives or, you know what I mean, or do anything particularly important. Yeah, to me, actors are... I don't understand most modern day celebrities. You see, for me, I don't see anything to celebrate about them. Do you know what I mean? I think that's why they've all gone quiet in this COVID thing. Because right now, our celebrities are the nurses and the doctors. Because we've really got something to celebrate about them guys. Yeah, so they are celebrities. Yeah. But have you noticed all the footballers and actors and all that sort of stuff have just shut up? Because everyone knows if they raise their voice right now, yeah. I remember one footballer raising his voice at one point and he got absolutely hammered by the public. Rocky's rival Apollo Creed was played by Carl Weathers, was also in The Mandalorian. Is that the, what you call it, is that the actor we're talking about? The guy with the tash? I'm an actor and I don't get celeb worship. What, you don't get it or you don't get celeb? You don't understand it or you're just complaining that you're not being worshipped enough, mate? Come on, Bungus. Carl Weathers, yeah. Jesse the Body Ventura, Bill Duke and Sonny are the guys. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Not all went quiet, though they quickly shut up from their mansions, didn't they? No, I just don't see what to celebrate. In all honesty, there's times in my terrain shooter life when I've been treated like a celebrity. Do you know what I mean? And being at conventions and, someone will buy your coffee for you if you're in the queue. I mean, normally it's because I look bloody knackered, yeah, and it's like, I need a coffee, and I'm standing in a queue, and someone further down the queue will go, Mel, what do you want? And I'll be like, coffee, please, latte, 2 sugars. Yeah, and Jace knows that well. Yeah, it's happened in what you call it. It's happened in Warhammer World. I went up to the bar at Bugman's to get me and Corbin some food and some drinks, and a guy just down the way was with his son, and he says, "I'll get you drinks, Mel, just to thank you." You know what I mean? And sometimes, companies will treat me a bit better, and that's about as celebrity. Mel, that time we took the girls to the little dessert shop up in Hamley was the best, mate. Actually, that was Jace. That was completely... Okay, so it was a week after we'd finished the Kickstarter, and for a week after the Kickstarter, I was recovering from having that bad back that I had in the tail end of the Kickstarter, and I was sort of shell shocked by the whole experience. You know what I mean? I was walking around a bit, and me and Jace, we had a chat, and we decided what it'd be good is a bit of normality, because it'd been an entire week, and I hadn't even really been out of the house. So me and Jace come up. I can't remember which one of us it was, but we decided we need to get together and actually start rolling, because Jace was like helping me get rolling and sort out what needs to happen on the book. Yeah, so he says, we need to get together. And I was like, well, let's get the girls together, because his Beth, my Willow, they get on great. And it was just like, right, let's get the girls together, okay? And we'll go to a little dessert shop, like an ice cream bar. And this was the first point. So Jace had come up to me, I think. Jace had come up to me, and I decided, bugger it, girls. Shall we go out and get ice cream? Yeah. And we were going up to, going up into the city centre, and we just got out of the car to walk up, and we must have taken 20 paces from the car park, and we got stopped, yeah, by a backer of the Kickstarter. And it just bowled me over. I mean, I get looks, okay? I get quite a lot of looks when I go out, yeah, in all honesty. Not usually because of the way I'm dressed. What I've discovered is, a lot of people recognise me, yeah? They might not follow me, but they may have seen some of my videos in the past and that sort of stuff. So when I go out, I get a lot of side glances and double checks. You know what I mean? Is it? Could that be? Yeah. If they're generally sure, I'll get little nods. You know what I mean? So what I've started doing is generally in the daytime, just wearing my terrain shooter top. Yeah, because that way I don't get the weird looks, that's what literally every day I have someone look at me like, right. So yeah, that was my little bit of a moment of fame. Right. Just humans doing a job. Don't get why people look at them as if they're shepherds of society. No, neither do I. Sergeant Alperone was Al Matthews. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, it's a different actor, isn't it? I prefer Al Matthews. Some celebs are doing their bit during the pandemic. For example, Gary Neville, ex-Man United, opened his hotel to NHS staff free of charge. Yeah, I know some of them are, but in general, as a contribution to our normal society. Reality check. Throw a bit of paint on these while we're talking. So, Duncan Rhodes recognised me at Warhammer World, as we both used to shop in the same model shop in Ashby. I've met Duncan a few times. A couple of salutes, and we shared a drink at Adepticon and the after party. He's a lovely guy. He's doing well with his Duncan Rose Painting Academy. I'm looking forward to getting back to channel stuff. I can see the end of the book in sight, build-wise. I've had a few build problems and trying to figure out how to get the last techniques into the book through, you know, how am I going to incorporate that in and where am I going to put that, and a few rushes that have caused problems with builds. Silly Billy. Yeah, that had me stepping back, but I've caught up. So Mel's a happy Mel. But I'm looking forward to really getting back, and I've rediscovered my love of terrain, in all honesty. Yeah, this past week doing the book has been stressful, yeah, but this past week I don't know why, yeah, but for some reason I think it's because I've also changed my sleeping pattern. I'm waking up at stupid o'clock in the morning. I mean, proper early. I mean, normally I'm a night owl, and it's completely switched. But at the same time, I'm finding myself more energy in the studio, happier. I mean, what was I doing? I was cleaning some loose cork aggregates off a board that I'd sealed. You know, the loose little bits of cork that never properly stick. So clean them off before you paint them up. Yeah, I was cleaning those off and listening to my music, and my foot was just tapping. I realised I was smiling. And so, like, I'm really excited about getting back and into making terrain for the channel. Projects, and now I've got the second studio as well. That's becoming a lot better. That's become a big sort of having the space, but also I found even though the second studio was only supposed to be for belt sanding and cutting and, you know, spraying, I found myself working in there more because there's a window there and there's light that comes through, natural daylight. Now my normal studio is pretty much blocked off. I blocked up the window, yeah, and so it's a lot nicer. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot. I don't know if it's affecting the way I work or what. Yeah, but I'm a load happier in work this past week. Load happier, and I'm a lot more productive as well, which is another thing I'm really happy about. Right, let's go do comments. Mel, how would you make a 1/35 scale tent? Like a bow-shaped tent? I'd probably make a block out of green stuff, and as it was getting firmer, I'd make I'd get a blade and I'd give it the rough shape, and then as it hardens up, I'd just use files and sand it, mate. Nice one, Dan. We should all go for a post-COVID drink at Bugman's and get appropriate t-shirts to wear. I think, I'll tell you what, when we come out of lockdown, yeah, and I'll wait for Martin, because I'm going to follow Martin's guide. In fact, Martin's going to plan it. Yeah, Martin's going to pick our date. I am deputising Martin. Martin's cursing and spitting under his table at me now. Martin, you spoke up in a meeting, mate. You're not supposed to do that. You volunteered yourself for this duty. You came up with the idea, and you are the best man suited to tell us when it is appropriate within the law, yeah, for us to get together for a drink at Bugman's. But, yeah, what do you call it? You are responsible for finding us the first, shall we say a Saturday? Yeah, the first Saturday that we can legally arrange just a drink in Bugman's. Yeah, we'll go for, shall we say, a 2 o'clock so people can turn up, have a bit of lunch. Yeah, if they like to, or just wander in at 2. And I will be there. Yeah, with my Jace. I'll pick my Jace up. Yeah, obviously we'll have to drive socially distanced, so I'll get a trailer and he can sit in the trailer on the way down. We'll follow legal procedure. I'll get him a seatbelt. Did you ever make German concrete road as terrain? No, but I've driven on enough of it. Mel, did you dance in the studio as if no one was watching? I haven't done that in, in ages. I haven't done that in over a year, to be truthful. I have danced in the studio in just my pants. I was in just my pants because some of you will remember what it was like working on various projects in that studio during heat waves. Yeah, the dancing was just me dancing in my pants. Does that mean we'll get the rest of the Medieval Dark Age playlist? Yes, we will. Yeah, that's still listed. That's still a job list. And not just that. If the book has done one thing for me, yeah. I mean, the book has been a bit of an adventure and it's been ups and downs and that sort of stuff. And overall, it has been a positive. Yeah, by far. Yeah. It didn't turn out how we wanted it to turn out, you know, the adventure. But as we, you know, life throws us some curveballs, and, you know, I thought it could throw every curveball it had by the time I got myself set up in a new home. None of this was planned before the book, and then life threw COVID at us all. But if the book has got me one thing, one, it's got a passion for terrain. But the other thing is it's really made me a lot more productive and organised. You know, once I can get myself level and cracking on. Yeah, and then life isn't giving me wobbles. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how productive, because a lot of the time I've been spending non-book wise has been on stuff to make me working quicker, easier. So theoretically, my video editing, you're going to see a lot more filmed on my phone and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot more, not narrated, maybe narrated stuff. Yeah, but I'm thinking narrate it as I do it. Yeah, because I like that sort of talk, and then edit the chat in. Rather than, I can't post narrate. I can't post narrate. Now, loads of you will be saying, he doesn't know the YouTube comments have stopped. But I've just spotted it, so don't worry. There we go. So, Facebookers and Twitchers, the on-screen chat is yours. Right. Which studio is larger? Studio 1 is 10 foot by 16 foot. Studio 2 is 10 foot by 12 foot. Just strap him to the roof, Mel. Not socially distanced enough, unfortunately. Not unless we put him on one of those wing walker things, or one of those, like, chairs on a long arm. Bad in air conditioning in the UK. Why we all look like PJs all day in summer wear. Yeah. Flights internationally are locked down here until October at least, so I'll be late for the Bugman's beer. I might come over to bring it to you then, when flights get lifted. I've still got mine and Jace's flights to Adepticon to get refunded, because I just couldn't get in touch, because they cancelled them in the mid-lockdown. So I'm hoping that clears up, or I don't know, I may have lost that money. Don't know at all. Not your roof, Mel, someone else's. Yeah, we can do that. We could get a bike and sidecar, Alice. No. Jace, we get enough grief about us two. Yeah, if we turned up on on a bike and sidecar, oh, Jesus Christ, no. No, we'd never let... Your missus would never let us live it down. Would... when you get a small Amazon box with a handwritten address on it from me, open it live on the stream. No dodgy surprises, just good ones. You're lucky you're one of my mods, mate. Because that's the biggest fear. for a YouTuber. Strap roller skates to Jason, make him do a tow rope behind the car. Have you noticed Martin's gone quiet? I haven't seen a comment from Martin. He's run off. Has Martin said yeah? Do my what do you call it? We should no. I don't see Martin has commented since I've allocated the idea of sorting the date to him. He's gone quiet all of a sudden. But I do think as soon as legally allowable and sensibly safe, yeah, we should do that. We should roll some dice. We might have to play long ways across the table because short ways is only 4 foot, but long ways is 6 foot. Unless we hire one of those feature tables. I wonder if you could hire one of the feature tables and everyone bring a kill team character. Do you know what I mean? Just one character. And then we all battle it out over one game. Bit like Fortnite. We all get randomly dropped in the middle of the board. See, I'm doing that quiet thing. He said August 9th. August 9th, that sounds good to me. Marty's passed out. Did comment to suggest Sunday, August 9th. I didn't see that. Right, we're on it. August 9th will keep us the provisional date. Obviously, we will adjust it. This is, obviously, I'm talking for Brits, but I don't know if anyone can travel internationally to get here or whether you want to. I wouldn't book flights until we know for definite what's going on in the UK. That's the sensible thing. But August 9th. So. Oh no, I haven't. The first date I suggested was 9th of August. Brilliant, brilliant. Right, and we'll get together, bare minimum, on the Sunday. Yeah, we'll get together Sunday afternoon in what you call it? In Warhammer World. Wilf or Nora Batty. Shut up. Plenty of trucks coming over from Calais if you can't get a flight. Hopefully by September it should be kind of okay. Well, we'll just have to see. We don't know. I mean, this is an evolving situation. You know, second surges, all sorts of that. I mean, we could get into this situation where lots of countries have it under control, except for one, where it has a very high infection rate, and that could, you know, we could have adjusted travel. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's just see how we go. But we'll use that, and we'll call it. And we'll roll, yeah, with that date, with the idea. And then we'll update it as needs be, because at the end of the day, if we're going to hold, yeah, at the first available date that we can legally get together, then it really isn't down to us when we do it, is it? It might come early, it might come late, but at the minute, we're roughly saying Sunday, 9th of August. Yeah, we hit Bugman's. Yeah, I have one of those really big, nice burgers they do there. Oh, breakfast. Oh, Bugman's breakfast. 30 quid to whoever manages to get the Space Marine statue in their car. Right, if you lot can gather round the rhino, yeah, very quickly. And not climb on it. Because you don't climb onto a 432, you ascend onto it. So I didn't climb on it, I ascended onto the vehicle, sir. Well, if you can't climb on it, can you pole vault onto it? Promise it's all good, nothing bad will happen. Loads of barrels, plus you need some bonus goodies. All right, Dan. Thank you, buddy. Throw a bit of silver on this guy while we're chatting. Social distancing should not be difficult with gamers, mainly due to personal hygiene issues. Do you know what? I've always I'm a big hugger on my show photographs when I go to shows, and in all honesty, yeah, which I have not had a problem with Terrainiacs and Gamer Funk, but there was this one guy I followed at Adepticon, and what I mean by followed is, I walked into a room after him. And I didn't make it into the room. I was literally heaving. Is that M113 dressed up as a rhino? No, it's a 432. FE432. Mel knows this because Mel is qualified to drive the FE432. The ambulance version. Fighting vehicle 432. What you call it? It's basically an armoured personnel carrier, although it can be fitted as a mortar platform, command platform, but we used it as a medical version. That's interesting. What? I'm sure you do know a lot of people. Discount travel. I do like thick metallic thick paints, but the metallic ones can dry in your brush. Right, got that one done. Trent fell in there fishing once. You better not back. YouTube's back on. Wonderful. Don't talk about chaos. Would a warrior IVV stand in as a predator? Yeah, I would imagine it would, wouldn't it? Because has a predator got a transport capacity? I mean, back in the day, couldn't it? It used to be able to transport like 6 troops or something like that. I think. I used to own a Daimler Ferret. I considered buying a ferret car. Yeah. There was one going for about £5,000. And I seriously, at one point, yeah, back in the old life, I considered, you know. Rhinos are best as trash crushed under the alt-war machine. Oh, shut up, Tanya. Predators, yes. Razorback. Predators, no. Razorbacks, yes. That was it, the Razorback. So I imagine what you call it. I think the Razorback would be an infantry fighting vehicle, but the Predator would be an armoured fighting vehicle. Warriors 8+ crew, yeah. Razorback is 6-man cap and heavy gun. How's life, Gertrude's asking? Very well, thank you. The Trent looks like Willy Wonka's chocolate river. It does. It does. Ferrets are lovely, but I prefer a dingo or a recce jeep. Well, I've still got my tractor license. So every so often, and after the Kickstarter, there was a short period of time where there was a realistic. I could buy a tank. I mean, I'd be blow it, but I could buy a tank. No, don't buy a tank. But I could have. And I know where to get it insured, and I know people in the REME to help me repair it. Holding my breath whilst painting again. There we go. Very nice. But would a tank be street legal? Yes. Yeah, you can drive them. It counts as a tracked agricultural vehicle. Yeah, they can be insured. You have to get plastic road chocks for them, so you can't drive them with the tracks. Well, they are on tracks, but what you do is you have these plastic like pads that you bolt onto the tracks. Yeah, so you actually drive around civvy roads on like plastic tracks rather than the full-on metal ones. Or you should. Based on a few clinkety clinks I've heard when visiting a few tank places. Best practice is not. Just get an old Volvo hatchback, the Sunday driver's tank. That was my first car, a brown Volvo 440 GLEX, I think it was. It went like rocket fuel. I mean, this thing shifted, but it was a brown Volvo, so it was just immune to the police. The police, I mean, you could speed everywhere in it. I shouldn't be saying this live. Yeah, but you could go quite fast speeds and no one would ever pull over a brown Volvo. I mean, 18-year-old in a brown Volvo. Ooh, we'll do it then. A working rhino, that would be a project. Bovington will have some spares, I'm sure. Could buy a BRDM in Russia for little money. No, I read that wrong. And I thought you were inviting me to buy a kinky Russian bride, but that's the personnel carrier, isn't it? S40s R2. Are we really talking about our favourite, sort of recce Jeep? First Airborne Recce Squadron. I had a Land Rover, yeah, that belonged to the SAS once. Yeah, no, I bought a Land Rover second hand, and then yeah, about a year into owning it, I noticed when looking at something that there was a bit of strange fading on it, because I used to use it for knocking around in the woods and pissing about. Yeah, I never looked after it or anything like that. It was 500 quid. And then I looked at it and you could see the SAS decal on the side. Yeah, and it got what looked like bullet holes in. And apparently it spent some, wrote off to the Ministry of Defence to get its provenance of where it had been and that sort of stuff. Because you can do that with vehicles. Yeah, and apparently it'd been abroad and that's all they'd say about it. Ptarmigan FV439 for sale. 27,000 for a ptarmigan with the masts and everything. Really? I did start off as Royal Signals. I am ptarmigan trained. Is as well. Signals version. So it'll have PowerPoints, sockets, and a microwave. Only 18,000 for a 432. Ferret, how much are ferrets going for? 6 to 9. And 15 for the Mark IV. That's enough. That's enough of looking at tanks you can't afford. And it has the mast. 40-foot new mast. Do you know what? That mast is a pump up. Yeah, to get comms up on the Ptarmigan battlefield communication systems, it was a pneumatic mast. You weren't allowed to use the compressor that was on the 4-ton truck or on the vehicle to pump it up, which can knock it up in like seconds. No, you had these stirrup pumps, which for the Boer War, that you had to literally hand pump a 40-foot metallic mast. I mean, this mast was, it was a hard 2-man carry and a comfortable 4-man carry. I mean, that's how metal it was. But you had to pump it with a bicycle bloody pump. How many spode parking spots does a tank take up? It takes up 1 mel spot. Warriors of fun, 20 tons, 60 miles an hour, stops in 30 feet. Being in the back of a warrior when it stops, that ain't fun. Not unless you're packed in. Yeah? If you're not packed in, yeah, there's slidey move. If you're packed in and wedged, it just becomes a bit of a, oh shit. Oh, up. Back down again. We never used pumps with our PU-20s. I'm older than you. I remember the brewing system. I remember pre-Ptarmigan. Yeah, I remember when Watchlet didn't have crypto in. That BV is so cute. You can't call an armoured fighting vehicle cute. With a tank, you create your own parking space. True. Very true. So tonight's topic, even though we didn't talk about it, was tanks. Similar to putting lube into gaskets on road wheels. I joined at such an out of context moment. Didn't you just? Didn't you just, mate? Welcome to the chat. No. It's one of those novel dreams, isn't it? Buying a tank would be completely impractical. Just, you know, to drive around on the streets and basically, you know, it'd be a look at me, have a laugh thing, wouldn't it? Yeah? So, no, that's just completely impractical. And it's not the thing that, you know, an older man would do. Hiring a tank for that purpose, I would totally do. Totally. Without hesitation. No one's going to see that foot. Went in a warrior at Swinnerton. That was fun until the E-stop. Did you see any of the black bunny rabbits on Space Hoppers at Swinnerton? They're all over the place. And I hope you didn't eat any of the licorice. Because of the radiation. Did the vehicle assault course at Salisbury Plain and a warrior in the commander's hatch. Better than Alton Towers. I can imagine. I remember the tank tracks. They used to have one of the Confidence Hills. Yeah. Right by the parade ground. Keogh. An Aldershot. Which is the base. That was the old medical services. Army Medical Services base. Yeah. And I remember we used to watch the tanks go up and down there from the block. And watching them go over the top and then literally like a seesaw. I mean, they do more than like, you know, they do like a 270 vertical change. Chieftains can get a spin on. I suppose if you spin the tracks and the turret at the same time, I imagine they would. See, that was perfect. I have just enough paint out to do the last guy that I needed to do. Barely. But good enough. Good enough for me. because we're working on finished, not perfect. Best vehicle light, motorised armchair. Well, yeah, a sofa. That outweighs a tank. If you could get me a sofa I could drive round on. I want $1 million. Mwah. No, but I saw 3,000 paintballers shoot the crap out of each other. Safety briefing. Don't touch anything that looks like a shell, as it's probably not gone off. Did they not tell you about the radiation at Swinnerton? Oops. Scariest tank moment was in Pembroke with the Germans and the Leopards, while the French 2CV. Yes, mate, but we were all daft anyway. We used to sleep in the bunkers. Just so you know, Swinnerton Army Base is the location where the British Army decided to do its one and only live agent nuclear exercise. To properly test if the soldiers were doing their nuclear, biological and chemical warfare drills, they dropped radioactive dust on on the base, on the training area. They just didn't take into effect the local village and a change of wind, which happened, and they nuked the local village with dust, radioactive dust. It was a serious incident. Not far from you, is it? You either, is it, Mel? No, it's Swinnerton. Well, if you go via Swinnerton Village, I can probably get there in, shall we say, 20 minutes? You know, a comfortable drive. Yeah, because it is on the other side of the city. Yeah. If I was on that side of the city, it would be a 5-minute drive. Yeah. The problem is if you go military wise, you have to go all the way round and completely avoid Swinnerton Village, because no military vehicles are allowed to drive through Swinnerton Village, because the villagers are still pissed off the army nuked them. In fact, I drove through Swinnerton Village once, yeah, and I caused a little bit of a stir because I drove through it in a military vehicle. Yeah, I was doing a med cover for a cadet camp at Swinnerton Camp, and I got a kid who, the MO, the doctor we got with us, he suspected he was going to have a ruptured appendicitis. Yeah, and so it was a blues and twos run, yeah, to A&E. And so I took the decision that since I had a kid in the back of my ambi, yeah, that I wasn't going to follow the normal rules and drive the long way round, which would take about, in the vehicle I was driving a 1-ton drop ambi, yeah, and I took the decision that it would take me 45 minutes to an hour to get to the hospital by by the proper route military vehicles should take. And I figured sort of 20 to 30, yeah, if I went through Swinnerton Village. So I just went through Swinnerton Village. There was a bit of an uproar, yeah, apparently, yeah, from the locals. Yeah, but when it was advised that, you know, it was a medic in an ambulance with a kid in the back, yeah, it was calmed down. Paintball event there every May bank holiday. 3,000 players from all over the world. You want to go to bulwark in the very large bunker when they fire the artillery barrage which lands in front of it. Being a medic, you used to do a lot of med covers, especially live fire exercises, stuff like that. You know, they like ramping up the medical support whenever any word live is mentioned. Yeah, and so you did get to see some awesome sights. Normal coppers can't properly stop you. You need MPs. I remember what you call it. I remember that when we came back from Germany. Yeah, we've been exercising in Germany, and it was just before we switched over to the Ptarmigan. No, we switched over to the Ptarmigan system, so we got crypto in the wagons. Yeah, so they told us that because it got crypto in the wagons, customs and excise couldn't couldn't look in the back of the wagons. Yeah, because they couldn't legally look in. So we took all the crypto out of all the wagons, then threw it in the back of a 4-ton truck. And we filled the back of the wagons with as much booze and fags as we could get our hands on. Yeah, and we drove these, these 7-ton trucks, 4-ton truck chassis with a box body and a couple of 3.5 kVAs. 2.5, 3.5, 4.5 kVAs. A couple of Jennies on. Yeah. And we drove them through the customs, and it chinked. Every wagon, chink, 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 chink. North v South pushed back to August this year. Lads on tour. Lads on tour. So many tales and so many you just cannot tell. Not on a live stream. Right, guys, it's 20 past 10. It's been a longer show. I've finished my painting. I've got a bit of writing to do because I'm a little bit more awake than normal because my little lay down for mine 5 minutes. Oh, just rest after a long day after you've done the washing turned into an 1.5 hour kip. Yeah. Have I been to Burger King yet? Not open in my locale yet, so no. And no, I'm not taking any journeys that aren't essential, mate. I'm driving myself to my studio and back, and I have the essential shops I need to do, and that's it. You know what I mean? Gertrude's talking about a herd of sheep wandering onto weapons testing and blowing a sheep up. I've seen similar. Quite often, a lot of the firing ranges, the ranges are low, yeah, and you'll get sheep grazing on the range as you shoot over their heads, and they have no problem. But if you shoot a sheep, it's going to cost you 40 quid. If you shoot a lamb, it costs you 40 quid. Yeah, I'm not sure how much it was for a sheep or if that was real big doo-doo, but you know, if you fancy lamb chops, yeah, 1 round, your gripping would be out for that set. Yeah, but lads, lamb for the barbecue tonight. Right, guys, we are wrapping this up. You know how we wrap this up with Mel dying of COVID. If you've enjoyed the show, folks, yeah, just put a little hell yeah in the comments. 10 taps, 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for the yeah, 1 put a smile on my face. Yeah. And I'll see you soon, guys. I'll see you real soon. In fact, I'll see you tomorrow. All the best, yeah? Ta-ra.